Hey, welcome back. We've had a bit of a break here on Scratching the Surface. We ordered out a lot, but now we've decided that we are going to do some baking. I'm going to preheat an oven here at 350 degrees. We're going to make some peanut butter chocolate chip cookies, and this is really easy. We're going to take a cup of butter here, fire it in to our mixing bowl, get a paddle, get a cup of brown sugar, cup of white sugar. I've already measured out. And the initial thing here for this is to blend it together. Now, since we always wash our hands, you can do this to break up the stuff initially. But if you're working with children or somebody else who wants to have fun, do some hands-on, do some goodness, just blend it together with your hands. Sometimes I try to race myself by doing it by hand and trying to see if we can get this all together by the time the oven's preheated. So what we're doing here, this is a great base for any number of different kind of cookies. You can use this base for oatmeal raisin, plain old chocolate chip, maybe double chocolate chip if you want to cut some cocoa in there, but we're just doing this plain old thing here. 1 egg. Pop it right in there. Hope you don't get any shells. That's gonna do something where we put all the wet stuff in together. So in addition to our 1 egg, we do everything for a teaspoon of vanilla, a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of baking soda. So we got a little teaspoon measure here. We got our vanilla, and this might not be where you want to do too much directly or with your hands, because raw egg sometimes feels a little peculiar. It's got its own little particular vibe. So for our peanut butter chocolate chip cookies, we're staying on that 1 cup vibe for everything. So we're going to also use some natural peanut butter. You probably had your Skippies, your Crafts, your whatever. We're going to get the kind and use that kind that separates when you buy it at the old grocery store or whatnot. It's not all blended together. It's uniform, which is kind of what we're going for here. This nice uniform. You see a little bit of the butter from the creaming stage. We got our base, and we can grab some just simply peanuts, smooth. And you know these characters. See how it's got that oil on top? We're just gonna pour off some of that oil. For baking, only because that's going to it's that oil that fries and makes peanut butter cookies crispy, and we're not going for that. So we're going to dig deep, and we're just going to dump some of that chunky stuff right from the bottom. It's a little firmer, takes a little work, but we'll do that, and then that'll be our main base of our operation. Fire that in there. And this is, as they say, the wet ingredients all together. So all we have to do now is add our cup of chocolate chips. That goes in there. Do up our peanut butter. Get that out of the way. And we're just going to use a teaspoon of salt and soda right at the start here. Got some salt. This can be whatever kind of salt you want. If you want your, I mean, maybe not kosher salt, maybe not rock salt. And then we did a teaspoon of that. If you're feeling daring, measure it over your bowl. If you're not feeling daring, then don't, because once again, it's something you can't take out once it's in there. So there we go, our soda in there. We got our salt. You can of course add this right in with your flour. We're just gonna use some all-purpose unbleached flour here. We got a couple cups worth to add in there. We can always also add other dry things. If you want some whole wheat flour in there, you can cut it 1 and 1. It's not going to make a huge difference in the end as far as flavor goes. It might give you a little harder to your texture. And now we're going to get back to our hands and just move that around. And what I'm doing is doing together, thumb, and we're just going to get this all uniform. So it's almost like a dough. You don't want it too wet. I kind of like it to be at the point where it doesn't stick to your hands too much. So it looks like we're gonna need a little more than 1 cup of flour this time around. Now, of course, I've had some friends, viewers, I don't know if they're subscribers, maybe, suggest that we fire out some recipes or ingredient lists at the start of the whole process here on Scratching the Surface. So we're going to do that. So you'll actually see it, I don't know, I guess at the start, if that's something you'd like. So we've got ourselves 2.5 cups of flour in this bad boy, and we're gonna make just gonna make like basically little peanut butter chocolate chip patties, and those are gonna go right onto an ungreased cookie sheet. So we'll give you a shot of what that looks like once we do them all up. Till then, we'll be right back.
That's why it looks like it's supposed to be way. Brains at Tharbine.
Hey, Kitty. Can you see the turtle? Kitty, where's the turtle?
Turtle. Ah, kitty, kitty, kitty. Kitty, ah, kitty. She's going. Oh, she's coming back around. Coming back around. Kitty. Oh, she's gone. Oh. Difficult one. She's running away. Turtle. Hermione. Hermione. Kitty cat. Hermione? Hermione? Turtle. Right. Boom. What? Ready? Turtle.
Don't throw that big heavy thing at me.
Wait.
Turn on.
What is that here? We got something. We've got our water. It's a water absorbing reusable water balloon. That's what we got. Ah! She's being distracted vigorously by her mom.
Okie dokie, just like that, we've got our 3 trays here. We made 2 different sizes of cookies. We cook these off for about, or bake them, 350 degrees for about 10 to 12 minutes. Now, as long as they're about the same thickness, about a centimeter deep, it doesn't matter if they're big or small. So we're gonna do the 2 trays of 4. I'll set them in the oven, just like that. Got a timer. We'll start at 10 minutes, and just like that, we're ready to go. And when they get close to being done, we'll pull them out and show them what we're looking for, which is a little crack across the surface. So find something to bother yourself with or busy yourself with for 10 minutes, and then we'll be back. All right, here we are back. We're down to the last 10 seconds on our timer. We did have to add another 4 minutes. So it actually looks like it's more of a 13, 14 minute than 10, 12. There's our clock. Turn that off. Come down here. And just like that, you see how our tops of our cookies are cracking all around there. That's exactly the look we want to know and have to enjoy our cookies. Give them a couple minutes on there to cool down, and then throw them on a drying rack, and you are all set. So, till the next time we're out here on scratching the surface, happy baking, and hoping it's all right.